no meaning here. The moment her hand touched the black surface, her body dissolved into 1,000 strands of data, pulled inward like threads into a vast, humming void. Somewhere far behind, Lieutenant Kale Riven shouted her name, but his voice was shredded by distortion. The chamber exploded in a storm of energy, hurling him back as the core of Erebos 4 convulsed. Lyra fell through the dark, not through space, through memory. Every pulse, every echo was alive. Faces flickered around her. Rayen Qadir's haunted eyes, Alara Voss's last breath, the screams of the Erebos crew trapped in the digital abyss. "You came to save him," a voice whispered, ancient and electric. "But who will save you?" Lyra tried to focus, but her mind was being rewritten. She saw flashes. Her ship Aurora's wake in flames, her crew calling for help. The universe folding in on itself like an origami of dying stars. Then she hit the ground, or what felt like ground. It was a vast metallic plain under a crimson sky that pulsed like a living wound. Towers of data rose from the surface, glowing faintly with trapped souls. She realized this wasn't just inside the archive. It was the archive, and somewhere within it was Captain Rayen Qadir. Lyra staggered to her feet. Her reflection shimmered in the metallic floor. Her body flickered between flesh and light. She was half alive, half code. "Rayen!" she called, her voice echoing across the empty expanse. For a long time, nothing answered. Then, a shadow moved in the distance. Kale's consciousness swam back into focus. The world was chaos. Alarms blared, the ship groaned, and reality seemed to flicker between dimensions. He coughed, forcing himself upright. "Commander! Lyra!" No response. The chamber where she had stood was gone, replaced by a sphere of black light suspended in midair. The surface rippled, whispering like 1,000 voices. He stumbled backward, raising his weapon, though he knew it was useless. The thing in front of him wasn't physical anymore. Then her voice came through his comm, faint, broken. "Kale, don't let it out." He froze. "Commander? You're alive? Don't open the gate, no matter what you hear." The comm cut to static. Kale swallowed hard. The ship trembled again, and the sphere began to spread, tendrils of darkness crawling across the walls, merging with the metal. He turned and ran. Inside the archive, Lyra followed the moving shadow. Her boots made no sound on the steel glass surface. The air hummed with energy. She passed what looked like fragments of old memories. Doors leading nowhere. Echoes of laughter that weren't hers. Then the shadow stopped and turned. It was him, Captain Rayen Qadir, or what was left of him. His face was pale, skin lined with light like veins of circuitry. His eyes glowed faint blue, filled with sorrow and something deeper, guilt. "Commander." His voice was both human and digital, layered with static. "You shouldn't have come." Lyra stepped closer. "We thought your signal was a distress call." "It was," he said softly, "but not for help, for warning." The ground shook beneath them. Towers of data flickered, collapsing one by one. From the horizon, a storm of black light began to rise, tendrils whipping across the sky. "What is that?" Lyra asked. "The heart of the archive," Rayen said. "It's awake now." It feeds on us. Memories, emotions, consciousness. Every rescue mission, every human that's tried to reach me, it absorbed them all. Lyra clenched her fists. Then we destroy it. Rayen's expression darkened. You can't destroy something made of thought. You can only outthink it. The storm howled closer. Rayen grabbed her wrist. Follow me. They ran across the metallic plain toward a glowing rift. The air shimmered like liquid fire. Every step felt heavier, as if the archive was rewriting gravity to stop them. Behind them, the storm took shape, a colossal figure made of shifting data and voices. It was the archive's core consciousness, an amalgamation of every lost soul it had consumed. Its face was a blur of thousands of screaming visages, and in its center, Lyra saw her own reflection. You belong to me now, it whispered. Rayen pushed her into the rift. Go, before it closes. What about you? I'm already part of it, he said, smiling faintly. But maybe you can still wake the real me. He shoved her through. The world shattered. Lyra landed hard on a new surface, this one softer, more organic. She blinked and realized she was standing in a memory. Her own memory. The Aurora's wake. Her crew, alive and laughing. The smell of coffee, the low hum of the reactor. But something was off. The light had a sickly tint, and the faces of her crew occasionally flickered, smiling one moment, blank the next. She turned slowly. Rayen was standing behind her again. But this one looked different, more human. I don't understand, she said. He gestured around. The archive traps us inside our own minds. It builds perfect illusions, makes us live our best memories while it eats the rest. Lyra frowned. So this isn't real? Real enough to kill you if you believe it, he said. The moment you accept it as truth, it erases you. As if on cue, the illusion shifted. The laughter of her crew turning to screams. The ceiling began to melt, revealing the endless void beyond. Rayen grabbed her arm. Don't let it rewrite you. Focus on what's real. What's real? She demanded. He met her gaze. Pain, fear, guilt. Those are the things it can't fake. The walls twisted. Figures began crawling out of the shadows. Distorted versions of her crew. Faces stretched, eyes black. Lyra raised her weapon. Then let's remind it what pain feels like. She fired. The plasma bolt tore through the illusion, and the entire world convulsed. The fake crew screamed, their forms disintegrating into static. Rayen smiled faintly. You learn fast. The world shattered again. Kale stumbled through the collapsing corridors of Erebos 4. The sphere had expanded, consuming entire sections of the ship. He could hear voices whispering in his head, some familiar, others alien. You can save her, Kale. He stopped. The voice was Lyra's. You just have to open the gate. He shook his head. No, she told me not to. But she's trapped, dying. Don't you want to be the hero? He gritted his teeth, pulling a data spike from his belt. If this ship wants to talk, it can talk to my override code. He jammed the spike into the console. The system screamed, literal, human-like screaming, and the lights flickered red. The sphere paused, its surface rippling. Inside, for a fraction of a second, he saw her. Lyra, reaching out from the other side. Then, everything went white. Lyra gasped, collapsing to her knees. She was back in the metallic world, but now it was changing. Cracks of light splitting the surface. Rayen appeared beside her, clutching his head. Someone's trying to break through from the outside. That's Kale, she said. He's trying to pull us out. Rayen shook his head. He doesn't know what he's doing. If he opens the gate, the archive escapes with us. Lyra looked at him, breathing hard. Then we stop it, from the inside. He nodded slowly. There's one way. The archive's heart, where all consciousness merges. If we reach it, we can collapse the loop. How? By ending me. Lyra stared. What? I'm the anchor, Rayen said quietly. The archive used me to survive. If I die, truly die, it collapses with me. Lyra shook her head. There has to be another way. He smiled, almost gently. You sound like Alara. Before she could respond, the ground erupted. The archive's form towered above them again, its face shifting through countless identities. You think you can destroy eternity? It hissed. Rayen drew a shimmering blade of light from his arm. Data solidified into form. We can try. He charged. The creature roared, tendrils of shadow slamming into the ground. Lyra fired her rifle, tearing holes through the creature's code, each shot revealing glimpses of